England finally have a new manager, and we've got Matchweek 8 predictions to make, including Liverpool versus Chelsea. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot in Mouth. International break finally over. Hate them. I don't think I'll ever start enjoying them unless the season is done and we've got an actual tournament to worry about, not the Nations Bloody League. Although there were some World Cup qualifiers, I guess, which aren't a complete waste of time. Brazilian taking part in that. Brazil taking part in that. But nevertheless, it is over, done and dusted. We've got some injuries that have come from it, as is to be expected at this point. But look, on to more pressing matters. England have finally hired a new manager. We've obviously speculated on the show who that new manager could be, who it could end up being. And it turned out to be someone that I think was a possible candidate for Manchester United manager at some point, being Thomas Tuchel.
I think he was the candidate twice.
No?
I didn't remember the first thing we heard was that he turned them down.
Yes.
And then I think they tried to go at him again. But yeah, that's officially not going to happen because he is going to England. He's a good coach.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not English. You're not English.
Yes.
There are some people, namely Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, and the likes, who are all very, very vocal about how disappointed they are in this appointment of Thomas Tuchel because they feel it should have been an English man in charge of the England team.
Which I get that. I do actually get that.
I used to get that, but I mean, at this point, look, no English manager has ever won the Premier League, right? So I don't know where these English managers with such clout are hiding that they are so convinced that Thomas Tuchel isn't the best of the available options at this time.
No, it's not necessarily whether he's the best of the available, because I'm sure there's a lot of top level managers who kind of are at a similar level. And if you want to fucking split hairs and go into semantics, I'm sure Tuchel does maybe out-qualify them. But
he's got Champions League.
He's got Champions League. But again, there is something to be said about the nationalist side of. He's an England team. He's got England players. He's an English coach.
Hey, Portugal won a Euro with the Belgium man in charge.
No, look, I'm not saying. I'm just saying I see it. I'm
not saying
it's the right idea.
You understand the disappointment.
But I totally see it. Like, and let's be honest, Eddie Howe's a good choice. He's English. I think that would have actually made a lot of sense. And
I was vocal in that.
I wouldn't have been mad at that. So I do kind of see it. But yes, it does get to a certain point where it's like, you just hire the best. You know what I mean? And if Tuchel is the best and he's not English, take him. It's not like that. What did you think of that Lee Carsley guy?
Well, Lee Carsley, I just like the idea of just because
the under 21s.
I like that climbing in the ranks, you know.
I like that as well.
Level.
I do like that as well. And look, we saw him lose to Greece. They lost to Greece, right?
Yeah, what was his record? Like 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah,
something.
they lost to Greece. They beat Finland.
Yeah, that Greece loss was a historical.
I know that was
loss.
And even in that, it wasn't that the same game when like Colwell had like an on the line clearance or some shit.
Yep.
So they obviously didn't look amazing, and I think he did make a few tactical things that were weird. Like I don't think he played a striker in the first game.
He didn't.
So look, but yes, I also do really like that. I mean, look at Spain doing it now with their coach, and they won the Euros. They won the Olympics, whatever.
That's fair.
So I do like the idea of having, and I think Southgate did that as well. I think Southgate was the under 21s coach first, and then he moved up.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So I do love the idea of that, and I think Lee Carsley. I don't think they were ever really gunning for him. I don't think they ever. He never really.
He always felt like a stopgap.
Yeah, he was always going to be a stopgap, and which is a bit tough. You know, fair enough. He did do very well with under 21s, and he probably deserved more time.
I think so. Especially with Nations League games, bro. Like,
I know these are nothing.
Judge him on.
Yeah, these really are nothing.
But they always, like you said, the feeling was always that he was never the man.
No, I think it was announced that he was going to be an interim. Like, I think when it first happened, I think there was like, so we are looking for someone else. And even like with interviews and shit, he never seemed too sure. Like, I think there were interviews where he himself was like, yeah, you know, this is a big job. They should hire someone else. And
I saw reports that he had said he basically pulled himself out of the running. He was like, nah, I'm not really keen on the internet, on the main
and
England
that's the
job.
thing. If the coach is saying that, you can't keep him. As soon as you're saying shit like that, I don't think the players respect you. I don't think the FA, the people in charge. And you could argue like, hey, maybe he's the perfect choice because he will kind of just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? He's got no reputation. He has never been at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was maybe a bit hard done. Look, he wasn't anything special, but I think more time would have been nice. But yeah, Tuchel.
It's solid appointment.
Really good
I think he is a bit of a cup specialist when you just look at his track record at Chelsea. Because like when they won the Champions League, they didn't exactly do well in the Premier League.
They only need the World Cup.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like Tuchel, I think he's golden for what they need in the short term. I don't see this turning into a long term thing. Like I don't think he's gonna have an 8-year stint like Southgate.
I don't know about that. Like, I kind of thought, like, we're going to get into it, but I thought, like, Jurgen Klopp, I thought, hey, there's no way he's done. Well, he's officially taken a fucking job as, like, a board member on a fucking...
Yeah.
So maybe
he's like
he
the
is...
president of Red Bull
So maybe
now,
he is done with coaching. You know, you say, oh, I can't see this being a long thing for Tuchel. Maybe this is a long thing for Tuchel. Maybe for him, it's like, all right, I'm England coach now.
I don't know if Tuchel's even spent an especially long time at any one particular club in management so far. Like,
Yes.
I would be surprised if he ends up just staying with the England team, like beyond the next World Cup.
But
like,
look, if in his mind he doesn't see anything bigger, because let's be honest, England is a big gig.
it is a big gig.
And he, like you saw in the interview, he loves England.
Yeah,
he loves Wembley.
He even quoted Pele.
Yeah, he quoted
Pele's quotes of Wembley.
So look, he's I don't know whether he's talking out of his ass, but clearly he is some kind of fan of England. So coaching England is probably a big thing.
Yeah.
And there's only a World Cup every 4
Every
years.
4 years, yeah.
So maybe he stays for 2 World Cups, 8 years.
I give him a World Cup and a Euro.
That's so short, dude.
I give him a World Cup and a
that's
Euro.
so
I
short.
think he himself would probably want to get back to club, or he wouldn't stand in the FA's way if someone like Pep does hint that he's
But
interested
again, like,
in the international job.
that's the thing. Where does he go? Like, he had the United offer. He turned that
Well,
down.
there will always be a club looking for Thomas Tuchel.
But it's not going to be like a big club. It's not going to be.
I
It's not
wouldn't be
going to be
surprised.
Bayern Munich. It's not going to be Madrid. It's not going to be Liverpool.
I think, you know what, I think there could be clubs in Italy that may interest him at some point while he's at England.
Yeah, but look, United's bigger than any Italian club. He turned United
True,
down.
but again, he didn't want to, as far as I gather, he didn't want to go to United just because of the structure in place. I mean, wasn't the club presented to him as like as a Disneyland? I saw reports that like someone pitched the club to him as like Disneyland. And
Well,
that's why he was like, nah.
I don't know who the fuck pitched what to him, but United's a big club. He's going to have money. He's going to have backing by the board. He turned all that down to go to England. There's not many bigger clubs than United. And like I said, I don't see Madrid going for him.
Fair.
Barcelona aren't going to go back for him. I mean, not Barcelona. Bayern Munich aren't going to go back for him.
Yeah, they won't want to rerun.
Liverpool will never. They won't do that.
No.
Arsenal won't do that.
Maybe it's just me thinking that his style of football really suits Italy. Like I think who's at Juventus? Thiago Motta.
Yes.
I think Thiago Motta is at Juventus now. Like if the Juventus job becomes available by some, miracle.
But again, the Juventus isn't the same sleeping giant that they were a couple of years ago. If you are going to turn down United, which, as you say, is basically a Disneyland.
Why would you accept Juventus?
That's what I'm saying.
I think this is just me giving him credit in terms of like interest in a project. You know what I mean? Like I think
honestly think United is the biggest project. I think United is the biggest opportunity.
Failing project.
The biggest project is the biggest thing available for him to turn that down. I honestly don't think if he thinks he's going to go further than United, if he thinks he will at some point maybe get like Liverpool or something like that, it's not going to happen.
Okay, Liverpool, no. I think again because Liverpool's
Madrid,
ethos just
when
doesn't...
Ancelotti leaves, they're not going to go for him.
No, because again, the type of manager and the type of football he plays doesn't agree with those types of clubs. Yeah, so I guess
and those
he
are all
does
the
have
big.
a
Those are all the
handful.
big clubs. Those are the big clubs. He's
Maybe
not gonna
Chelsea will take another run. Although as long as Todd Bowley's there, I don't see him taking them up on any return offer.
I don't either. And then also obviously Man City. The talk is Guardiola might leave at some point. They're not going to take him. All of these clubs are going to go for some hot up and comer young. You know what I mean? Like Amorim or some dude like that. They're not going to go for fucking Tuchel.
I would just be surprised if Tuchel is that comfortable in international football because it's a lot less responsibility
and there's so little time. But
there's
again,
so little.
Again, the one World Cup is not a lot. Like he may finish fucking like semi-final, and then 1 Euro 2 years later isn't a lot either. I think he stays for at least 2 World Cups, which is 8 years.
You think he has a Southgate run? I don't think he has a Southgate run. I think he'll move. Either he'll move on or the FA will move on from him. Because again, there have been so many rumors about Pep and potentially being interested in this England job. I think if Pep becomes available and he says he's interested, I think the FA kick Tuchel out and they hire Pep immediately. But let us know your guys' thoughts. Does he stick it out for the long run? Will they replace him sooner before later? Anything can happen in football. But on to bigger deals right now. Matchweek A predictions. Sponzi is in the building and we're about to jump into those predictions right now. Sponzi is in the building and we will get onto those predictions. But just before we get to that, Sponzi, your thoughts on Thomas Tuchel, new manager of England?
Yeah, look, I had a hunch of this. While back, one of my homies ran into Tuchel in Musenberg beach.
This is a true story.
True story. And he mentioned to my home, he's like, nah, looking for international management at the time. I'm joking. But
We got an
anyway,
inside scoop.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
homie, it's just like a for Britsi. Is your homie for Britsi or Romano?
Here we go.
yeah, it was that. I think, Surface Corner, Tuchel's chilling post Champions League win on his little holiday, and homie recognized him, walked up and said, "What's up, Tuchel?" Like,
Tommy.
he's like, "Yeah, we
Tommy Buns.
You don't have a job now,
Nah.
international teams." But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good move for the I'm gonna say for the FA. Brave not brave actually. It's actually not brave, but brave for them because it's not an English.
And
man.
he's like we mentioned off camera. He's kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a loose cannon. He falls out with clubs a lot, as we've noticed, but he's a winner. And I don't think that will be so much an issue in international management. There's not, I don't know the dynamics.
We don't know. Yeah.
But I feel like international, you're not
as restricted.
but there's also you're not together as often for conflict to arise.
That's
True.
that's
That's
actually
also
a
true.
fair point. Yeah.
like you aren't
the
there
less
all
you
the
see
time.
each other, the less there is
That's
something
also
like that.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also a very like naive way of looking at things. Also.
I
like
like
it's probably
it, yeah.
not like that. They obviously are. They do go to
It's
work every
like,
day.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
divorce periods.
There's emails. There's
Yeah.
emails being sent daily.
But it's not like the club pressures, I'd guess.
Yeah.
And he is a winner, and I don't think. Am I gonna say an international job isn't as difficult as a club job? Am I saying that? Am I saying that?
Say.
Oh, do we all say that? Do we think that?
I think that just because of the fact, I think there's more pressure because now it's a whole nation of people on you.
If you're
I
gonna
think
play
it
a
is-
world,
I think
if
it's
you're gonna play a
harder.
World Cup and a
Yes,
tournament,
exactly, a
obviously he's going to, but I'm
He's
saying,
going to,
but
yeah.
it's just for that little period.
I think it's harder though, innit? You got less time with the team.
Yeah.
You got less control over the players.
It's hard, and also you kind of have to deal with fitting players into your system when they're being coached
It's
with
its
different
own challenge,
systems.
I
It's
guess.
so yeah,
But yeah, I think it's overall good move.
good move for
Yeah.
for England.
And I think I only see it going well. It can go pear shaped, but but if I think it will
Yeah.
it will go well before it goes pear shaped. Like
Yeah.
he will
Yeah.
win something.
Yeah.
I think he will win something.
Before
Yeah.
shit hits the fan.
I mean, look, Ethan, I was saying that there's obviously a lot of people that have an issue with the fact that it's not an Englishman. But I'm like, England have already had managers like Fabio Capello and
Yeah.
Sven
Yeah.
Gordon Eriksson there in the
They
past.
but also like he's German. England and Germany have always had this thing. And speaking of German though, Jurgen Klopp, new gig at Red Bull.
Red Bull
Yeah,
football.
Mandem is
S-
getting a lot of hate. Eh?
What do you think of
Yeah.
that sponsor? As
It's-
obviously he was your coach, probably the
Look,
biggest
on
coach
the,
in
on the
Liverpool.
principle thing, it doesn't actually
Makes sense.
make sense for an oak like Jurgen Klopp, knowing for what he stands for and what he's done to do this. Look, in general, what Red Bull are doing is a good thing, but then don't fucking buy a club and erase their history.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
make a new club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
So
So, that's the
issue-
only. So that's their thing. They literally they.
But that's not Jurgen Klopp's fault. These are like fundamental.
but I think that's also why it's so surprising that he signed on with people that do that.
But
Yeah.
wasn't he a part of like the Red Bull ecosystem years ago?
No.
Nah,
Was
what's
he
his
never?
name was
Arnie Slot?
the United bruh.
Which United?
What
one?
United?
The one that's now Austria coach. I keep forgetting his name.
Oh,
bruh.
Ralph
Rangnick.
Rangnick.
Rangnick was the one who had a major role to play in how the Red Bull clubs all kind of developed and came up
he
and
did.
stuff.
Look, I thought Klopp had some past with, and I also thought Arnie Slot had some past with the
Look,
Red Bull
I'm gonna
crew
give
as
it
well.
benefit of the doubt, and maybe like Jurgen Klopp going in there is now
A sign of change.
a sign of their core values
could-
maybe
yeah, he could-
changing.
he
Maybe
could
he
change.
changed.
Could be.
Maybe, but you can also say it's too late, a little too late. The
Yeah.
foundations have laid. You can't change that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he maybe
There's always gonna be that sour taste.
it's almost like a Pep coming into City. City have these charges.
Yes,
Do you blame
it's
Pep?
to blame Pep. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair
Yeah.
enough. That's a fair
Does
point.
Pep still get the credit he deserves? He's obviously not going to get it. No matter what we say.
No,
so Klopp is
exactly.
always going to have this little thing on his back now.
Yeah.
Did you, I know you like we're talking about this and we wouldn't accept, but did you see something like this coming for Klopp after coaching, or did you think he was just going to take a break and then go back to coaching?
Yeah, I thought it was a break and then go back to coaching in years.
Me as well.
I didn't see him doing because he's basically being like a Michael Edwards role now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
it's
four
a
Red Bull.
proper yeah.
But then again, if you look at Klopp himself developing youth, young
It
players,
makes total
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of
It makes a
sense.
total
Yeah.
sense.
100%.
But yeah, it obviously upset a lot of people, and
Are you disappointed? Did you think?
I'm on the slot train, bro. So I actually don't give a fuck. Like wish
Fair
him,
play.
wish him well.
Yeah.
Like, do your thing. You are still fucking grand, you
Yeah.
Klopp. But I'm on. Yeah, it doesn't really.
You got your
affect us.
blinders on.
Fair
Yeah,
play,
it doesn't
bro.
affect us. I'm focused on Chelsea, Arsenal, RB Leipzig, Real Madrid in these next fixtures.
Yeah.
Are you
No,
just?
Liverpool have a tough games coming up.
They
But
do.
no, look, I will say I also didn't really expect this to take such a behind the scenes boardroom role.
I thought that he likes to be very hands-on.
But
you know what I mean?
But maybe that is the case. I don't know.
And also maybe he's just actually done. Maybe he is like with coaching. Maybe he's
Possibly,
like, fuck it,
bro.
I've done my piece.
Pep absolutely cooked him mentally. He's like, I'm done.
Because honestly, I mean, we made mention off cam. Pep might be done too.
But you know what? I don't not understand. But like, there was when Klopp was there was not this thing of he's up against it. Like you see Arteta now.
Yeah.
Arteta's being saying, he's getting sympathy.
Yeah.
Not really sympathy. It's like it's only so much Arteta can do. He's up against that.
Yes.
No one really did. People say that. Yeah.
Well, I
Klopp is up against this,
think
Klopp is up
Klopp
against this.
showed a bit more early on. And also, look, we saw what he did at Dortmund, where he was always the bridesmaid, never the bride, with regards to Dortmund and winning things with Dortmund. And when he came to Liverpool, the team that he had and the way that he moved with that team, he kind of got to a point where he was toe-to-toe with Pep a lot quicker than I think people expected.
But also, you must look at the context of that was like Pep starting out. You know what I mean?
City.
Whereas now Arsenal is kind of going against City as a giant already.
And another
I'm
thing,
just saying,
on the Arteta thing, this is Arteta's first job in
Yeah,
management.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Klopp had a CV at least when he was going,
But
when he was at
I'm
Liverpool.
I'm not like hate on Pep. I'm saying why is everyone? I'm not hate on Arteta.
I
Sorry,
think-
not Pep.
yeah.
Arteta. Why? Like let's back Arteta, man. Like everyone's
the-
like
No,
everyone's saying
100%.
this is as
The
far
thing
as he
is-
can go.
but-
Like we weren't saying that with Jurgen Klopp.
Because at the
Nah.
time, Man City wasn't the fucking indefatigable giant that they
No,
are
say
now.
what?
Yeah.
They weren't.
they
They
hadn't
weren't.
won the shit yet, but they were, bro.
No, obviously, yes, they were good enough to
But
become
again,
that. But
they-
now
they
they
were-
are.
they've only got to one player since
But
that
they've
time.
won.
was
They've won
Haaland.
the league
Who else have
fucking
they
like
got?
7 times in a row now.
No, but what
bro.
I'm trying to say, that core group of players they were the juggernaut. They just hadn't gone over the line yet.
Yes, but
Who's
but
City?
I think
Yeah.
but I think going over the line is the thing that was the difference.
No, I'm saying what I'm always saying. This whole Klopp's tired. He's spent. He's done.
yeah.
Nah, man. Because then we basically gonna say Arteta's got a timeline of like 2-3 years until he's spent and done. And like fuck that, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I think I always said that the biggest thing that was going against Klopp and Liverpool in that 7 year stint, 8 year
Yeah,
stint that he was
yeah.
at Liverpool was the fact that he was going up against Man City and Pep. Because
Yes.
if Pep was not in charge of that club,
Liverpool would have
Liverpool
won.
win more than one Premier League.
Yeah.
But also maybe the context of Liverpool winning the Champions League in between. Like Liverpool were always doing things, whereas Arsenal aren't really doing anything else.
Yeah. That's why we need silverware.
That's why Arsenal
we need
need it.
silverware. Whereas Klopp was always pretty much having good cup runs.
Yes,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
He was always doing
having
other
good cup
things.
runs.
But to answer the question that you guys said, is it because he's spent so now he's doing it? I don't think it's nah.
You don't think he's spent?
It's just
He looks a lot happier in
He
retirement.
does, bro.
yeah. But I'm saying like it's.
And I think even Pep's a little fucking spent. I think they both spent.
I think
That's
Pep.
what
I
I'm
think Pep
basically-
takes a
I'm saying
sabbatical at some point.
There we go. It's not just Klopp being spent.
No,
they're
it's-
all gonna be
they're
fucking
all gonna
spent.
be
Look,
spent.
even
Yeah,
after
exactly. I
after
agree.
Pep left Barca, he also took a break before going to Bayern.
Bayern, yes.
And then I think after Bayern, he also took a break before going to City.
No, let's be honest. Playing at this
Basically
top
what the-
level in such a fucking tough league, it's going to kill you. Like it's
exhausting.
going to even if you're winning, it's going to exhaust you.
Yeah, bro.
So I think for both of them, obviously Pep's lasted a bit longer now, but that's because he's winning. But I think Pep also in the next 2-3 years, that same thing will happen.
I still think this is his last season, bro.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
yeah,
too.
same,
He
same,
will
same.
burn out fully.
Same.
I
But
think it's
yeah,
his
I
last
don't
season.
think he was. I'm not sure. I can't think for the man.
Yeah.
I don't know what his motivations are. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess is the question leading to was this always part of the plan?
I don't even think so, eh?
Did this just come up?
I guess
That's
I
actually
guess
a good
I guess there
question.
is every chance that this could have been behind the scenes talks
'Cause obviously
happening
you
for a long time
You get the
already.
jokes now around at the energy. With the Red Bull, we got energy. But like, I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a big deal
Mm?
in terms of like. People are saying it's a traitor vibes.
Are they?
Is it?
Yeah, I think
not
it's
traitor,
it's
like
it's stated to football, not necessarily to any one club or one fan base. I think just because again, like how we said, Klopp's ethos versus Red Bull's ethos, they don't seem like they mix.
Yeah.
But the fact that he bought into it is like
Clearly, yeah, clearly. But
Can't beat them, join them. Maybe he's gonna try and fucking
maybe, yeah.
influence. But again, that's the benefit of the doubt thing. Or he sold his soul. I don't care. I'm on honest lot.
You're an honest lad. Look,
Yeah.
speaking of sold his soul, last thing in the news, Pogba, he's back. He was supposed to be out for years and years. He's
Yeah.
out for a couple months now. What do you think?
He's gonna join Marseille and he's gonna be with Benjamin Mendy.
The bad
Well,
boys,
look,
Greenwood.
what's his name?
Bro, you know, I only
The
clicked the other
Suicide
day.
Squad, bro.
It
That's
lit-
what they're
it
gonna
lit-
be.
Clicked the other day, like, yeah, okay, Greenwood. But then I completely he forgot about Mendy.
Yeah.
But Mendy was the Rodri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's be okay.
Yeah, no, he was very good.
He was
Anybody
very good.
playing
He was very
FPL at that time, bro. Mendy was first on the
Mendy
team
was
sheet.
the man.
No, he was
then.
very good.
Bro, so you got Mendy, fucking Greenwood.
Greenwood was also
Pogba's
was
there.
also
What's
very
it?
good.
New Maupe is that the
Maupe is
man?
there.
yeah.
Maupe is there. They're the Suicide Squad,
The
bro.
Serbi's gathering, the fucking worst of the worst, and I love it. He's literally the bad boys
But
of
it's
football.
like they fucking sexual assault liars, bro. Like it's not like they
I know,
fucking.
bad boys,
It's not like they Tropic Thunder bad boys, Robert Downey
These are terrible
Jr.
people.
like just paparazzi
Yeah.
and beating them up. They are literally
These are the worst.
scum of
Yeah,
the earth, but we should not be celebrating this. Fuck.
I will say that Patrice Evra came out and said that it's nonsense. The links of Pogba to Marseille. Patrice Evra himself came out
I'm
and
sure
said.
it's nonsense.
And Pogba also said that he's willing to take a pay cut to stay at Juventus.
Pogba's not a sexual assault man.
No,
So
he's
yeah,
not.
he
He's a
shouldn't go
doper.
there. He shouldn't
He's a doper.
Imagine having a team of fucking holy shit. That's
But,
Just
uh,
scumbags, bro.
But just like off the bat, do you still see a future for Pogba?
yes.
Yeah.
I see a future,
Is he
bro.
still one of the best? I
No.
always see.
He
No.
he
Never
fallen
was one
off
of the
once.
best.
I think
No,
he
he
was. I think he was
was.
one of the
No.
best at one
He
point.
was when he
In
was
his
at
prime.
Juvie, bro.
No.
When he
And
was
even
at
maybe a
Juvie.
little
I'm talking
bit-
about Prem.
maybe a
I'm talking
little
about
bit at
Prem.
United.
I'm talking about
still,
Prem.
A little bit
I
at
still
United.
say the beginning phase of his United career, of his return,
Was
was
very-
fantastic.
was very
I
good.
think it was very underrated,
Was very
bro.
good, Swans.
I think it was very underrated when they won the Europa League.
Look, I will admit that fucking thing with Stormzy was cool. That was cool. That was fucking sick.
Swans, we're
That's-
not talking about
Is that what you're talking about? That was you just said
Nah,
the first thing
I
he did at
honestly
United.
think
That was the first thing.
He was a baller when he first joined United,
Swansea,
bro. He was a baller.
Put your hate aside.
There's a lot
Okay,
of
to be-
people that
okay,
completely downplay that phase of his career at
Yes.
United because they just focus on the
On-
end, on
yeah.
how it finished.
Okay, I will be. I didn't watch him properly.
Nah, he was a baller, bro.
I only really watch United
And
properly
also just like
now.
what he's done for France, bro.
Like back then.
Baller.
Baller.
Yeah. Okay. There we, yeah.
Baller,
fair enough
dude.
now,
He's
okay.
been a
he's a
baller.
boss.
Yeah, he's a boss. Yeah.
I
but
don't
like-
know how much this time away is
I
gonna
know
hurt
how much
him,
it's gonna difference.
but I still think there's a player there.
No,
bro.
there definitely is a player.
There
I
has
don't-
to
do
be.
you guys think
It's
that it's
just-
right that they cut the ban short?
What was the ban for?
He was doping.
Doping.
Yeah,
Doping.
I-
But
look-
he himself said that it wasn't on purpose. It was one of those things where he, like literally where he, like I think he said that he thought what he was taking wasn't.
Yes,
it didn't
he-
turn out to
didn't
be
his
what
doctor,
it was.
Didn't his doctor give him this
Yeah,
shit? And
yeah,
it turned out
yeah.
that there was some of this shit.
And
in
he
the-
had said, but look, my thing is, look, right off the bat, I'm okay with this being cut short. Just because if you are saying it was doping, then that was some terrible,
'Cause he did
terrible.
badly.
He did
Yeah, he did
horribly.
badly.
If anything, his career went down,
Yeah.
bro.
He
So
was
what were
doping
you
and he
giving?
played worse.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like clearly, it's not that much of a threat, bro. Like.
No, I know, but at the end of the day, in any kind of athletic contest, to have an edge, whether it be dope through doping or steroids or whatever, having a physical edge does give you a physical edge, and you shouldn't have that. So I think he should be punished.
You know what? No, this honestly to me it seems like I genuinely believe he didn't know he was doping.
No,
because
How
How
he-
do you not
because
know,
no, what I'm
dog?
saying is
You
because
would
Okay, he's
what
an
I- what I-
okay,
what I-
maybe he, but he's like, sorry, but his team, his
Yes,
entourage,
No,
his
look,
doctors, his fucking
say what you
agents.
will.
Bro,
I'm just
you
saying
are a
that
world-class
Paul
athlete.
Pogba was not playing like someone who believed that he was taking any type of performance enhancing
I don't care whether
drugs.
he
Yes, he
believed
was.
it
He
or
was just
not.
playing for United.
No, but what I'm saying is what you were seeing on the pitch was not someone playing with the belief of I have an edge on these people. He was playing like someone who was struggling.
Yes,
he was
yeah,
playing
yeah,
like
no,
someone
he
who was
was.
lost.
No, he was.
did. Now I'm
struggling,
like,
but he
I'm-
believed he could do it.
no, what I'm saying is you look at was it Neil Armstrong? The
Funny you should
cyclist.
fucking mention that, bro. I
The-
literally watched Dodgeball the other day.
the
And that man
cyclist,
makes,
bro.
He was
that
in
man
there,
makes a
yeah.
cameo,
Yeah.
and he's like, he cucks on this man and says, "Oh yeah, I remember I was gonna give up, but then I."
Yeah, I won
I was
the-
about to give up
'cause
when I
of
got
cancer,
diagnosed
yeah,
all
yeah.
this cancer stuff, but then I won 5 Tour de France.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, bro, you cheated.
Now listen, now what I'm saying is Neil Armstrong was someone who raced with he looked like someone who knew he was better than everybody else because he
it's
knew
Lance Armstrong.
Lance is Lance. It's
Neil was
Lance,
on the
yeah.
moon.
Neil was
Neil's the
Neil was
moon
on
guy.
the moon, bro.
We're not talking.
Neil, you probably
love you,
doped
we
you.
salute you,
Nah.
Neil.
Neil probably doped him in his chops to get on the moon.
But look, Lance Armstrong, that man raced like he knew he was better than his competition. Paul Pogba never played like he knew he was better than anybody.
Listen,
No, but
again,
look,
it's coming out now. A lot of those people in cycling back then were doping. It wasn't just him.
100%. Fair enough. Maybe he just knew he got that. Maybe he knew he got the top shelf shit, and Pogba's
Yeah,
getting the bottom of the barrel.
The
bro.
ladder, the ladder.
Like,
shit,
I
bro.
don't. Whether doping makes a difference or not, the fact that you've done it, and also he's a world-class athlete. He's got he's got a whole team behind him.
Yeah.
Someone
That's
there
inexcusable, bro.
It's inexcusable. Someone there should know what's going in his body.
what the-
You
100%.
as an athlete should know what's going in your
100%.
body.
Look, call me naive that I'm taking the
Plus,
player's word
this
for it
is-
and him saying it wasn't on
Nah,
purpose.
okay. Can I just throw this in on terms of Paul Pogba hasn't displayed a lot of intelligence. Like, remember that whole thing with the fucking Sangoma?
Well,
thing?
that was his brother.
with
But
his
it's part of his
brother,
family, part of
Yeah.
his entourage.
Yes, bro.
I'm
like,
saying he's open to this
He's
sort
not
of
the sharpest
shit.
tool.
yeah,
in the
you know
shed,
that
yeah.
his brother's the most upset about this ruling, bro, because his brother was just
Does his
hell
brother,
bent
does his
on
brother
getting.
play also?
I think he used to.
He has a, doesn't
He
have
had like
a-
2 brothers.
Yeah, one plays.
I think both of them used to, but like now it's like one that's still in the game.
Now one of them's a Sangoma.
Now,
Yeah.
But
Which doctor? Which doctor?
a witch
A witch
doctor, my
doctor.
bad. But yeah, look, you would think there is still a future for Pogba.
what's he, 32, 33?
Yeah,
now?
I think he's early 30s still. and
What
I-
league?
With the way, and that's a good question. With the way players play, he could easily go until mid to late 30s, especially with his play style.
He's avoided injuries for the last 2 years.
I just
I'm gonna say it.
say
It's gonna return to United.
to United.
I honestly, I
gonna
thought, I
fucking come
honestly
to
thought that to
United.
myself, bro.
And it's gonna be another. Okay, can't get Stormzy now. Okay, Stormzy's still up there.
Get Stormzy. Bro.
Yeah, Stormzy gonna do another. The thing,
Nah,
young
bruh,
rap
it's
thing.
gonna be that man that Drake always puts on, bruh. What's his name? I forget his name now. But that bruh, he's very much in the. He's the new
Look,
Stormzy.
I think as soon as we've mentioned Drake, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
So let's get into predictions. Where do you want to start?
Before we get into predictions for match week 8, I'm delaying this a lot now, but we do have to address the score after match week 7's predictions. When we all sat together, we
Oh,
did
yeah.
make predictions.
Fucking long ago, eh?
It was
Because
because of
international
international breaks, bro.
break.
There's another one at the end of this month coming, at the end of November. But yeah, look, it was a good week for me, at least. I came out on top overall. I got 7 correct.
That's a lot.
I got
7?
7 correct. Out of the
7?
10 games, out of the 10
Whoa.
predictions.
7 correct is
Shit.
a lot.
I
That's
got 7.
We can't sleep on how many that
Are we
is
still
to
doing
actually
the?
guess
Are we
right.
still doing a
If
point
you
for
get
the
the-
thing
Yeah.
and then the score?
Nobody got any exact scores lost
Okay.
for the last match week.
But yes, for the
But I
exact
got
score
7
we'll do that.
correct. Ethan got 6 correct. Sponzy got 5 correct.
Okay, it's a
That's not bad, that's not bad.
It hasn't done much to the overall scoreline because Ethan is still in the lead. He's got 33 points now.
Yeah.
Sponzy is second with 30 points. And I am trailing with 29. I've at
You're
least closed that gap.
Fucking
Yeah, you
close,
close it.
eh?
I've at
Big
least
time.
closed the gap, bro.
Big time.
But yeah, we move on to match week 7. On to match week 8. Gee whiz, we move on to match week 8 now. And let's just start with the big one because it's going to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
most talking points.
Yeah, for sure.
Liverpool at home to Chelsea.
This is massive.
No Alisson, which I think is probably one of the biggest.
Alisson.
One of the I mean, I know you got a lot of faith in Kelleher. A lot of Liverpool fans have faith in Kelleher.
I know Killer.
But I think the
Yash,
Yash, I think
internationally.
what's his name?
Mohamedashvili.
He's not there
Yash-
yet.
No, he only joins next
Maybe
week,
he's only
next
joining-
season.
yeah,
No,
he's
who
only
played?
joined.
Who played the other fucking?
Oh yeah, they played some other keeper.
Yeah, who was that? Wasn't that him?
I don't
Yo,
even
I
know.
feel
It
terrible
wasn't
now.
Keller.
I'm the
It
fucking
wasn't-
Liverpool
It
supporter.
wasn't Kelleher.
Liverpool did play some other goalkeeper the other day.
Wasn't that him?
No,
No.
that wasn't him. I don't know. That's your second.
Mohamedashvili
who's
is
Liverpool's
he's only
third
joining
choice
next season.
goalkeeper, bro?
Because Kelly was there.
Yeah,
Hectic.
maybe Kelleher was nursing an injury of some
Maybe,
sort. or
maybe,
something.
like,
maybe,
like I
maybe.
said, Killer apparently had a stinker internationally for I don't know what
Ireland.
country
I
for what
think he's
country he
Irish.
plays for, but apparently he had a
Irish.
I
stinker.
think he's Irish.
Irish.
I think so, or Northern Ireland,
He
like
looks,
something like
he looks
that.
Finnish or something like
He
that.
does look, yeah, he does.
Or
Look.
Latvian.
Let's
Yeah.
find let's find this out. But yeah, Sponzy, what do you make of
Spons,
this
yeah.
game, bro? No Alisson. It is at home.
It is at home.
First big test
So,
for Arnie Slot.
so it's still 11. It's still 11 v 11
Mm.
or 12 versus 11 because of the Anfield crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Irish.
Gallagher.
Yeah, look,
Can you
I'm only
pronounce his first name?
if we can.
Coming in, coming in.
What's his first name?
Kyle
You're a
Min.
Liverpool fan. Yes, but as you were saying, Spaz, you were saying.
If we can nullify Cole Palmer,
Yes.
that man was that 4 goals and 3 assists in one game,
I
or
don't
was
think he
it?
got,
I don't think
I
he
think he
got
got
the
3
3
assists,
assists in
but he
that
did
game,
get
yeah.
at least 1 assist.
I know he got a hat trick
Yeah,
of
yeah,
assists,
yeah.
and then he got 4 goals in one
Yes.
game. But shit, so he's cooking.
He's
if
the
we
best player
can,
in the league.
but we've got Gravenberch, which is
He's also
fucking.
the best player.
The best player in the league so far by statistics is Saka. He's the highest rated player
Yeah,
in
I
the
saw
Prem.
that Saka's been cooking.
Because
No,
again,
Saka
and
is-
this is what I've always told people, Palmer scored 4 in one game, but you have to count all the other games he played
Yeah.
where he didn't do anything.
Nah, but
That
he
one game
was
doesn't
doing-
shoot your
Nah, but he
rankings.
was
all-
doing stuff in
No,
other
but
games.
what I'm
doing
saying
stuff.
is he's had at least 2 or 3 games where he hasn't had a goal involvement this season. Saka's had a goal involvement in every
Every
game.
game.
Yes.
That makes
No,
the difference.
Look, the
But unfortunately, Saka doesn't play for Liverpool, so we're not actually. But Salah does, and that man is cooking also. So honestly, I am confident. I think we will get the result. I think we're a better side. We're
Yeah.
in a better place overall in terms of.
Anfield is better than Stamford Bridge.
No, but yeah, but just like mentally, we top of the league.
Yeah. Yeah, how does
We
that feel,
haven't-
Swansea? Top of the league, eh?
Well, it doesn't really mean anything right now because of this run of fixtures now.
Yeah.
This is our defining
And it
season.
starts with Chelsea, bro.
And it starts with Chelsea.
Swansea,
and
you
it's
did beat Man United. Let's
So-
put some respect.
And he said this is the biggest game
Let's
for
put some,
Liverpool
let's
so
put
far
some
this season.
respect on Man United. Swansea, please, for my sake. I'm sitting right here.
Okay, so we already beat the top 10 side. Sorry,
Nice.
top 10.
Yeah, top
Top
10.
10. We give them top 10.
I
Nah,
know.
okay, as things
Wait,
stand.
wait,
At,
wait,
at,
wait,
at the
wait.
time, at the time they were top 10. I think when you guys played the game, United were top 10.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have played a top 10 side.
A top
Just say a
10
top,
team.
a top team.
No, but in all honesty, this is gonna be a cooker.
Much bigger test. Because Chelsea are also, you want to talk teams in form.
Yeah,
I know
they're
that
on
they're
form.
going into the international break.
But
They
I
didn't
think-
exactly have the best of times, but they are in form.
But I want to say they've flattering to deceive at the moment.
Mm.
Like, have they played big teams? They've won. They're winning big, but they're also letting in a lot of goals.
They are conceding
That's
a lot.
true.
Yes, and Liverpool have conceded the least.
And
Yep.
we're not
Yeah. Best
conceding.
defense.
So I think.
That's why I'm wondering if Alisson's absence is going to hurt that, bro.
But the thing is, it's not like they've. Allison, yes. Okay.
Alisson's missed what, one game?
Yeah, but
Maybe.
the teams haven't been creating a lot of chances.
Yeah, your back
They
line's
have,
holding
they
it
have.
down.
I'm not saying they haven't. He has had a couple of one-on-ones and he has saved us. I think it was that last game where he point blank header and it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the defense overall is doing. The back line is keeping.
They're holding it down.
They're holding it down a bit, and Keller is very much capable.
If he plays, they might do that third, whoever that third choice Liverpool keeper is,
honestly, I
bro.
think even if Keller is injured, you inject him with whatever you need to get him to play this
You inject
game.
him with
Yeah,
Pogba.
he's
No,
Nah, give him
Not
the give him the shit that Lawrence has. We need
give
that
him the good
Lawrence.
stuff,
We need
bro.
the good. We need the ladder shit. We don't need that mid.
Okay, yeah, no
But I'm gonna
Sangoma.
predict Jota will score.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, I'm going very specific here.
like
Let's
it,
go
I like
fucking.
Diaz, I think, if anything, is probably for me. I count on Diaz scoring more than I do Salah at this
Chelsea is
moment.
open, so I think we could score maybe 2-3 goals. And yeah, they'll maybe get one. I don't see us
Palmer
getting.
penny.
I don't see us getting a clean sheet against Chelsea.
And especially with our Chelsea all right now.
Yeah,
and
so-
without Alisson or Keller,
So
maybe.
2-1, 3-1 Liverpool. If it's a great day for us, 2-1. I mean 3-1.
Yeah.
And otherwise, a standard 2. Look,
You got to settle on one, bro. What's the prediction?
but the prediction is 4 points at the next 2 games.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
I can't say which one we're gonna draw.
But you think 4 out of the next
4 out
two?
of the next two.
Okay, I think that's actually a very fun.
And your
I'm
score
gonna
for this, are you settling on 2-1 to play it safe?
And Arsenal next day.
No, not Arsenal next.
No,
next.
our Premier League team.
Yeah,
we play
isn't it-
Arsenal next.
Isn't it Arsenal next in the Prem?
It possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
so
I
we
think so.
will draw against Arsenal. I'll give.
At
I'll
the
put,
Emirates-
I'll put the respect on Arsenal. We'll draw against Arsenal. We'll beat Chelsea 2-1.
Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've gone Liverpool winning 3-1 in this Chelsea
Oh
game.
fucking A. I like that.
Look, I see exactly where you're coming from, but Chelsea have weirdly looked very good, bro.
They have, bro.
And- have.
and even
But it's there. There's the nail
Weirdly.
on the weirdly
I
good.
know.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
looked
No,
good.
Liverpool have looked flat out
Yeah.
great.
So
yeah,
they
like Liverpool,
so they can, but then it's not. It can't go both ways because it's good, but it's weird good. So it's either good or weird.
I
good.
know
Uh-huh.
there is no in between.
But so a weird good against only good.
Yes,
Only good tops.
good wins every time.
Yeah, I guess
Good
so.
beats evil every time. But look, this is for both because you did mention Chelsea haven't really played big teams either.
Yeah.
So for both teams, this is kind of like
This is their test.
This is their test.
Yeah.
And Chelsea have been scoring so many goals. I know they do concede now and then, but we've seen fucking Sanchez saving penalties. We've seen him pull out a few stops recently.
I still don't rate him, in all honesty.
I
bro.
didn't either.
I rate Keller more than I rate Sanchez. I can't lie.
I'm gonna say Chelsea's a bit chaotic at the moment.
Very, yeah.
And I think we used to be like that under Klopp. You know, the chaos. Under Slot, it's a lot more structured and compact, organized. Not that we were
It's the whole
disorganized,
Dutch,
but
the whole Dutch
I
thing.
think that is the perfect way to nullify the chaos of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Is that structure?
Super, like it's basically opposites.
Yeah.
yeah.
If
Um,
it was too chaos and chaos, then
Then it
fucking
can go
what a
either way.
game!
It's
On-
impossible.
Yeah,
On Cole Palmer, he obviously didn't have the best time with the England squad during this international
No,
break.
I did,
nobody
bro.
did. Yeah,
Um,
Trent scored a free kick, I guess. Yeah.
No, fair enough. But I just mean in the sense
the
of
Greek game.
I just mean in the sense of like these international breaks. I always feel, at least for individuals, it can be a confidence boost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Palmer did play like all the games for England, and he didn't do a thing. So maybe
And
that's a
Trent did.
sign. Look, but again, it's Trent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a sign that Palmer may be cooling off a little bit. Maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part.
Nah, man, that man is too.
He's too good. Yeah,
No, his order is too.
Yeah.
That what you just said doesn't apply. It applies to normal
doesn't
players.
apply to him,
It
yeah.
doesn't apply to Cole Palmer, bro. He does not know what
But
pressure.
look, Chelsea obviously before the international break they got a draw with Forest at home, 1-1,
Yeah.
and Palmer just got an assist in that game for Madueke's goal.
Yeah.
So
But again, Nottingham Forest is the only team that beat Liverpool in this run so far. So Nottingham Forest isn't a bad team.
fair enough.
That's like
yeah.
I actually
Forest, Fulham.
I just look. I
Forest and Fulham.
don't
Forest and
think
Fulham.
Chelsea are gonna look as good as they've looked on for the most part this season
you
against
think,
Liverpool.
but it's not going to be a humbling experience for them.
I actually think
Well,
it could
he's saying
be
3-0. I think that is
3-1,
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Okay, fair enough.
I
It
actually
could
think it
be.
will be humbling, bro. I think this is gonna be the wake
Humbling
up
or
call.
just reality check? There's a difference.
I think humbling just because of the fact that I think Chelsea are very much like riding on a serious high right now. You know, so I guess you could say reality check as well, but I think humbling because I think the scoreline is going to show that Liverpool are the better team.
And our big players like the Salah steps up against like United. He definitely steps up against Chelsea. Bro, the goals that man scored against Chelsea and his performances, yeah, that could.
Speaking of Salah, though, still not signed.
Hey man,
It's like it's about the Chelsea game, bro.
yeah, Charles, Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent.
Still no sign. Still no talks of signing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
The
Hey, there.
background talks. But yeah, I mean, hey man,
Spotty, I'm put you on the spot. Pick one. One of them stays. Which
Van
one?
Dijk, Trent, Salah.
Salah.
Salah stays.
I
Even
know.
though he's
I know
not-
Trent from the age perspective is probably the
and
most
and he's
logical.
born and bred Liverpool.
Born and
Homegrown,
bred,
bro.
but like,
He's
fuck,
future
bruh,
Liverpool
but
captain.
Salah, dude, like you
think
cannot.
Salah, how many years do you think Salah still has left
I
at
just
the
want.
top?
I don't know. I just want him to end it off there. I don't.
Liverpool,
Like,
you want him
yeah,
to
he
end at
must just
Liverpool?
he must just stay there and if you
In
Yeah.
an ideal world, you keep all three. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in
yeah,
an ideal
yeah.
world, all three do stay. But there's talks Madrid.
Yeah,
Obviously, Trent is top of the list.
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
And it's hard to turn down Madrid.
Especially when your best friends there, bro.
Especially your best friends.
Your
there.
best friend
Hey
is
man, his best friend in the workplace. It's not like it's not. That doesn't necessarily. We don't know if they fucking chilling.
Hey, they're chilling at clubs together. And
Yeah,
shit,
bro. I know there were talks of
Did-
Trent
did
chilling
he
with
s-
the whole Madrid
Did he
team.
sign a Madrid
Bro,
shirt? I think that's
fucking
more than work
no,
friends.
man. That's like.
I think that's more than work
Hey man,
friends.
I'm just happy that Bruno Fernandes got a new contract at United. I mean,
Let's go back to Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
just
go back to
fucking.
Chelsea Liverpool.
I'll just throw that in.
Either
there.
not your score for this, bro.
I actually think this is very close. I kind of want to say a draw. Like I think this is a lot closer than anyone is expecting.
Yeah?
Like we said, first real big test
To
for
be
both
fair,
managers.
it's the top two teams are Arsenal, City.
Yes.
And then the best of the rest is Liverpool, Chelsea.
Yes.
So this is it is close.
Logically, this should be a very close game.
Yeah.
Like honestly, on paper,
But logic goes out the window in his football, bro.
I know,
9
and it
times out
does.
of 10.
And again, like it being at Anfield, it is hard to say no to Liverpool. So yeah, I'm gonna say I will say Liverpool win 3-2.
Who's a
3-2.
Who's a better coach?
On his lot.
Then I think yeah.
Because again, this is Maresca's second
but,
job.
Mariska
Second job in
Mariska
senior
did
management.
well with
but this
with
is
Leicester.
but this is a test.
But even
now.
Leicester
You got
fans
Leicester
themselves.
promoted.
But
But this
even
is
Leicester fans themselves were happy to see him go, bro.
But
No
this-
Leicester fans were
yeah.
crying about him leaving.
I'm saying from a tactical point of a challenge.
yeah.
This is now the two tests.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Slot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
With Anfield in the back, and he's got more in the locker.
Chelsea's style of football is going to play in Liverpool's hand, in my
Definitely.
opinion.
You
bro.
think so?
100%.
Definitely.
You look at the form that Luis Diaz alone is in,
Yeah.
bro. I think
Yes.
he can punish that flank, bro.
No, he can, but I mean, who's he coming up against? Kukureya?
Yeah.
Kukureya is really good.
But that man's mind is fucking. He's like English refs. He's
Kukurea is the left back, no? Does Diaz play on the left or on the right?
Salah's right.
Salah's
There's-
so then he's on the left.
He's so Kukurea is taken on Salah.
Yeah, Salah will
cook him, bro.
Yeah.
cook him. Look, I'm gonna go 3-2.
Take his fucking head.
I think it's going to be Gusto
Wait, there's
versus
a wing.
Diaz.
Yeah, yes, Gusto was.
But Gusto's quality.
Gusto is quality.
I still think Diaz,
He is quality.
Diaz is going to cook him, bro. Diaz is going to cook him.
Okay, look,
I think this is a game for Jota, bro.
you think Jota's
No,
the,
Jota, I also agree with you. I think Jota gets on the scoreline. But I think your wingers are going to punish, bro.
Okay, look, look, I'm gonna say 3-2 to Liverpool.
But
Again,
but the game's won in the midfield, bro. So it's Palmer against Gravenberch and Sabazla. Who's there? Who's?
I prefer Liverpool's.
En-
I mean,
Enzo
Caicedo's
Fernandez
having a
and
good.
Caicedo.
Caicedo's having a good season. I'll give him that
but
much.
a lot of Chelsea players having. Madueke is having a good season.
Yeah.
Sancho's having a good season.
Fucking Nico Jackson's having a good season.
Yeah.
Nicolas
But
Jackson.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think we can throw Chelsea out. Like, I'm gonna say 3-2 Liverpool, But trust me, Chelsea is gonna be a fight.
I think it's going to be humbling, bro. I think Chelsea are going to be humbled. I think this is going to be a smack back to reality. For
I
real,
would love
bro.
that. I would love that.
And then moving on.
Yeah, look, let's get to Man United now because obviously
The big one.
Nah,
you're not talking about Man United's women's.
this is a big game.
Because we did the women's team. Shout out to the ladies, second on the log. We've just beaten Tottenham
Dude,
3-0.
Arsenal women just sacked their coach, bro, because of back-to-back losses, bro.
I'm actually.
Guys, careful. Don't fucking be
I'm
those
not,
people.
Swansea, I'm not being any kind of
You
person.
are not being motherfucking serious.
I am being 100%
You don't give
serious.
a fuck about the chicks
I
game.
watched.
No, the women's football's dope, bro.
Swansea.
I didn't say you didn't say the dope.
Women's football's
So I'm
dope.
saying
Ethan was
you
watching it
don't
in the
care.
I was watching it.
international break.
I
He
was watching the women's
because the
football.
games play on YouTube. The games play. You can,
YouTube?
yeah,
That's
bro.
so...
They play on YouTube, which again
YouTube's
is
free, innit?
YouTube.
Yes,
Well,
it
yeah, YouTube is free.
It's free. Hey, football's free.
It's,
Swansea.
hey, the
No,
game
it's
is
not.
changing, bro.
No, it's not.
The game is changing. Football Manager 25 now. You can coach women's teams now.
Can you have...
You want intergender?
It's growing, bro. It's growing.
yeah.
Arsenal women's games are being played at the Emirates and they're selling out the stadium.
But yes, I did watch the women's team. We did beat Tottenham 3-0. Shout out to the ladies, second on the log. Let's go.
Can they play? Can they play for the men?
Can you sign them for the first...
I would like to. There's a couple of them. Trust me. But yeah. Speaking of the men,
Man United versus
the
Brentford.
boys.
The
Let's call
boys.
them the boys.
Man United
Those-
versus Brentford at Old Trafford.
things are looking tough for United. Right
Brentford have scored
now.
in
In
the
their first 6
mi-
minutes
of the
they-
last 4 games.
Yes.
I don't think that stops in this game.
I don't
So,
think that's
in the first... So, you're going to be 1-0 down.
Yeah, and United are going to lose their edge.
That's
'cause
a
that's what
gat-
always happens. Look, here's the thing though. There's a few
You're basically 1-0 down.
at the start of the game.
Start off the prediction handicap.
There's a few bright spots. I think United are in like the top 5 for least conceded. We haven't actually conceded that many goals. I think it goes Liverpool. I think Liverpool, Chelsea, City are all similar, and then I think United is like just a step below them. So we haven't conceded too many goals.
Yeah.
The only issue is United we haven't scored goals either.
Yeah.
So it's
I think Mbomo has more goals than
Yes.
United this
so
season.
it's pointless conceding a little, but then you
I think-
score even less.
I think Mo Salah has more yellow cards for celebrating goals scored against United than United have goals.
He's probably got more abs than United has goals to be honest. But
At
look,
Anfield.
things are tough for United. Obviously, Ten Hag still in a job.
Still in a job,
I
bro.
don't think many of us expected saying this before the international break.
Yep. There was obviously
I
a
United-
lot
I
of
thought-
talk
I
of...
thought-
No,
it was
but you
done.
haven't sacked the manager before November.
Yes, we haven't. But I
So
just thought with the context of everything, Van Nistelrooy already being there, United looking so bad. But again, United are.
But Van Nistelrooy is not a fucking... What
He's
is
a coach.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, he coached at like
second division,
He was
wasn't
at
it?
he
PSV.
was
They
at-
beat
he was at
Arsenal last
PSV,
season.
yeah.
He beat Arsenal last
shit,
season.
I thought he just did like
Bro, he's a proper.
second
Yeah, he
division.
was a
he's
manager.
a proper coach.
Oh, fuck.
Which is why, in my eyes, as a proper coach, you don't take this job without assuming you will be the coach at some point.
Eventually. yeah.
Eventually.
It would be funny if Ten Hag literally just went on a solid
fucking
run and
insane
then Van
run, yeah.
Nistelrooy realizes that he left management
I'm just gonna
just to come be an
I'm just an
assistant,
assistant for
bro.
the next 3 years. But no, look, it is Ten Hag still in the job. I didn't expect that. But again, when United do this thing, we did it with the FA Cup. If we win this game, you'll keep your job.
Uh-huh.
We did that with Ten Hag this time as well. If you do well against Porto, we gave him the 2 games, Porto and Aston Villa.
Which was almost a blunder, that Porto
The Porto
game.
game was almost a blunder. But at the end of the day, we drew both games. Those
Yep.
are 2 tough games. We saw Porto take Arsenal to the limit last season in the Champions League.
Yep.
Aston Villa, obviously Aston Villa, they've just beaten Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
So to draw both of those games isn't a bad result. Honestly,
No, not at all, bro.
drawing both those games isn't bad enough for you to fire someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
especially
the
that Villa game.
Yeah, but the
Context,
context
I
of
know.
your situation.
The context is what makes it bad. And that's why I don't like United doing this thing where it's like, alright, you got these next 2 games. Alright, you got the FA
So
Cup.
what else are they supposed to do?
Fire him immediately. Don't give him 2 games.
Okay.
Don't give him a FA Cup final.
So you want Rude for Nistelrooy?
I want anyone else at this point.
I
'Cause
honestly
Tuchel-
wouldn't want anybody
I
that's
wouldn't- I
currently
wouldn't.
associated with the club, bro.
You wouldn't take Van Nistelrooy?
No, because again, all
I mean,
these,
he's there
all
now.
these,
He
that's what I'm
can
saying.
effect change while he's there.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
There's
All the
nothing
results that are
stopping
happening
him.
under Ten Hag, Van Nistelrooy is literally his right
there's
hand
nothing
man, bro.
stopping him saying, Eric, fucking what are you doing?
And that's
know.
why I told Ethan before. I think I'd be very curious to know how much of his input he's giving and how much of his input Ten Hag is actually taking on.
Exactly. We don't know if Ten Hag is listening to everything this dude says. And if he's not, maybe he should.
He's a part of the problem, bro. When Emery left, Emery left, we took Ljungberg, who was Emery's assistant. Ljungberg
I agree
did
with
nothing.
Logan. He's a part of the problem. Either he's
But
not
he's
participating
yes.
or he's being ignored.
But
That's still part of the
He's
problem.
been a part of the problem for like 2 months now.
But the
I
problem
suppose.
He's still very new. He's still very new. Maybe he's still getting his sea legs. He doesn't want to be a thorn in Ten Hag's side too hard.
Maybe.
As an assistant, yeah,
As
but
an
you just
assistant.
mentioned this man managed PSV.
He does know how to
But he's
manage.
But he was brought in as an assistant. You brought in to do your job. I'm not here to manage yet. but here's the thing. I at this point think anyone coming in will be better just because of new manager bounce.
Oh, that's the wrong attitude.
New
bro.
manager bounce.
New
I
manager
think
bounce
even
is
if
the thing.
Southgate comes in right now, but he does better
I
than
still
Ten
think
Hag.
he's the guy. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah, that's better.
I still genuinely think that Man United are
Well,
going to appoint
apparently,
Southgate at some
apparently
point.
Southgate has said no. He hasn't been offered anything, and he,
I think
and he
at
said no.
some point, bro.
Cap.
You think
They
Cap?
were fucking talking
I
to
think
him.
at some
Ineos were
point.
talking to him, weren't they?
But then why would he say he hasn't heard any word from them?
Well, maybe he's just keeping it coy, bro.
Professional.
Maybe
courtesy or
because
something
again,
like
you know, Ten Hag does still have a job. Maybe he's just being professional and going, I'm not going to talk
it's
about.
not like it's been extremely obvious. They've been looking
No,
to get
true,
someone
but,
else for the
but,
last
but,
year.
but I think
Yeah.
it is. But I think on top of that, like anybody that's kind of like in the same field, like you don't want to be that guy to be like, oh yeah, I've been offered the job
And
that man's
and
currently
Gareth
holding.
is a nice guy.
He is
Yeah,
nice guy.
like
He's a
he's not
lovely
going
guy.
to say that, bro. He's not going to say that. That's not classy.
But
Also,
yes,
other news, you see Alex Ferguson is now
Yes, you-
stepped down.
They booted him before they
let's
booted Ten
touch
Hag,
on
bro.
let's touch on that real quick, seeing as we build up. I don't really agree with that. I think
no, man. Didn't boot him. Didn't he leave?
No, they
No,
booted him.
they cut the contract.
They stopped paying him. Yeah,
They said we done, and they did say of course he's always welcome to come and watch games at Old Trafford.
I think they should have banned him. Cut him off, ban him. He's
Part of the problem. He's part of the problem.
he was there when the Glazers were in charge. He's part of the problem. Look, I do think that's wrong.
Shocking, bro.
And I know, obviously,
Nah, they
United-
booted him to relieve him of that role so they can
Save money.
No, so they can hire him as a manager.
I like where your head's at. This is when one door closes, another one opens.
open a window, my
Open a
guy.
window. Look, here's the thing. I don't really agree with that, and I know this is fucking random ass expenditure that's going for nothing. Because paying Fergie millions and millions is
What, it was an ambassadorial
It was an
role or some
ambassador-
shit
So
like
what-
that.
That's pointless money
what,
losing.
What was his actual
I don't-
like?
But
just
maybe
sit
an
there.
advisory role of some
I
kind.
think he added like
They were
some
definitely
kind
not
of-
listening to him.
That's the thing. I think, you saw Cantona made a post basically saying like it's disgraceful that
Yeah.
a man like Ferguson should be able to do anything he wants.
Yeah.
And I totally,
Yeah, I must
I
live on
totally
his
agree.
terms, bro.
Exactly. I totally agree. Ferguson has literally made this team what it is right
Yep.
now.
Not the
And
team, the club.
club.
Yes, exactly. He's made this club one of the biggest in the world, and the club has done nothing
The
but
biggest.
fall.
Let's be honest,
Yeah,
it's the
at-
biggest.
At his
They
time,
are
the biggest. Yeah.
No. United
think-
are the biggest club
Well,
in
now
the.
it's like Madrid. And
Yeah,
shit, 'cause
Madrid.
No, they
win-
more
I still
successful
view
than
I
you.
still view United as the biggest,
They're
but
the
no,
biggest, bro.
I think Real Madrid are like statistically they are
think
the
they are the-
biggest
I think they
club
are the biggest
in
now.
terms of fan base,
And
in
again,
terms
it's hard
of
to argue they've won.
Yeah, fair
everything.
enough, but you know what I mean,
It's-
man.
it's-
Like
it's been 10
the
years since
surface,
Fergie.
on that surface level,
No,
without
look,
looking at the actual
Remember,
numbers.
Madrid
United,
became the first
bro.
club to make like $1 billion
Yes.
profit or something.
Yeah,
Like they
no,
are well on the up and up.
They
bro.
are proper, yeah. No, look, but
But
again,
I would say there's more people, non-United fans, watching United than they are
watching the
non-
El Clasico even.
Yeah.
But again, how
and
much
that's
is-
for
how much
banter
of that- how
reasons.
much
And
of
that's
that is
because
down
you
to-
are so big.
how much of that is down to just the Premier League being bigger than the La Liga?
It's down to Fergie fucking. Oh yeah.
You know
But
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
Because I still think people will watch Madrid in a Champions League final.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But yeah, look, I think I agree with Cantona. I think it is very disrespectful. I know he's not doing much, but the dude has made this club. Pay him to be there. Pay him whatever he wants. Have him in whatever role he wants. I think it's
Yeah.
bad. I think it's bad that they got rid of him.
Another bad decision.
Another bad.
Yeah,
Look again.
bruh.
Look,
Ineos is obviously trying to do their thing.
no, and
They're trying to stamp the authority here.
and again, you're paying this dude to basically do nothing. I kind of understand it, but I do think he should be paid to do nothing. He's Fergie.
It's Fergie, yeah.
But yeah, look back
If anyone's earned it, bro.
back to United. So yeah, Ten Hag is still in. I would have wanted Tuchel. Obviously, that's not going to happen now.
Oli, what about Oli?
We've moved on.
We can't do that again.
They haven't.
Here's
We've
the
moved
thing.
on. United should honestly try and sweep for like Amorim or something.
Yes,
bro.
United should do Amorim, but there's talks that he might go to City when
Uh-huh.
Pep leaves at some point. So United have tried everything. So I don't really blame Ineos for not letting Ten Hag go.
Yeah.
Because we've tried everything.
I'm
They're trying to do the road less traveled and
Yes.
stick with the man.
Stick with the man,
I'm
which I think
still
is
in
actually a good
agreement.
idea.
That is.
Stick with, give the manager a solid 3 to 5 years, because that's how long he's kind of needed to change
He's
the team.
gotten trophies in 2
He's
years,
got
bro.
this whole new Ineos backing behind, and they also knew as well. They have plans for Ten Hag as well. They've spent all this money on Ten Hag. I totally understand Ineos not getting rid of Ten Hag. I totally understand.
This is a United fan taking the pill of humility.
Yes, exactly.
And like we must run ourselves like a mid-table
Which
club.
is what United needed to do years ago.
We have needed to
get back to where we are.
And in the same sentence, fire Ten Hag and get someone else immediately and have us win the league.
You'd agree either side.
You were so good.
You would agree either way, bro.
So yes, I don't blame Ineos for not sacking Ten Hag.
You literally took the out and just spat it out again.
I don't blame them for not sacking Ten Hag. But I also blame them for not sacking Ten Hag. Because I think after that Tottenham 3-0 loss, he should have been fired immediately.
Shouldn't have even seen the Porto game.
They shouldn't have been, you got 2 more games. He should have been fired immediately. That Tottenham game was embarrassing. And again, like I said,
as soon as Van der Ven ran through, he should have been fired.
Yeah. And like I said, I think any other coach at this point in time, because of new manager bounce, will do better than Ten Hag is doing right now.
You're those players, bro. It's not the players at this point.
It is the players.
No,
yeah,
it
but
is the players.
It's everything.
It's everything.
I still think, again, if you look at the amount of chances on goal United create, like Ethan's saying, they're not scoring goals. They're creating chances in games, but they're not putting them away.
But look, Ten Hag's doing his own. He's done himself in, obviously, the team he played against Villa. I knew we drew against him. Villa weren't very good.
Yo, you guys are literally at the point where whatever decision you make, it's kind of the wrong one.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, bro.
It is literally
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And that's why the man it's the wrong decision. You
Yes.
get a new manager, it's the wrong decision.
If you
because
keep him, it's the wrong
how much you spend 800 mil?
Yeah, like six animals.
So it's like,
it's literally damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I think
so don't then. Just don't.
So
Lam with the man.
That's what
Ineos
Ineos have done. I think Ineos have taken the devil that they know rather than the devil they don't know.
Yeah.
They would rather just stick with Ten Hag for
Red Devils.
Or rather than the devil that they couldn't get because they did do interviews.
No, and that's my thing. That's my thing as well.
Surely they could have kept that under wraps. Like
It's
a little bit. Like
I'm sure they should have for professional stance.
Literally, bro.
But again, with
they openly, you aren't our man.
Literally.
Oh fuck, we can't find another man. Okay,
You
now
are man.
Now you're our man.
At the same time, I do wish Ten Hag was like, well, fuck you
Fuck
guys.
you guys.
I
Screw
also
you
do.
guys. I'm going here.
But
We
again,
just-
in the context of that, United did look for another manager at the end of last season. They didn't get anyone. There's no new managers available since then.
The manager market's dead.
The manager market is dead.
Tuchel was the
Tuchel
best
was
of the
the
rest.
kind of the-
Pochettino was an option I felt
and
as
also
well.
weird, Tuchel turned them down apparently.
Yes, I also heard that.
At the end of last season, he turned them down. Obviously, Pochettino is
Thank
now
fuck that
Pochettino
shit.
is now at the
USMNT.
US team. So there is really he's
He's a US coach,
So there
bro.
is really there's no one else.
No, it's a dead
If
market.
you didn't sign a new manager at
There's
the
Ruud
end
van
of last
Nistelrooy.
season, if you didn't sign a new manager at the end of last season, you're not going to sign a new manager now because it's the same managers that are available. Actually, there's less.
Yeah.
In my
Potter.
opinion, though,
Yeah, Potter's still there.
Thomas
Potter's
Frank.
Thomas Frank.
Thomas
would be-
Frank.
would
No,
be
but
a
he's not
genius
available.
appointment.
He's not available, but
You could
I know,
tempt
I
him
know
from
he's
Brentford.
not
Not the
available.
fuck.
You could tempt
There
him from
is
Brentford.
no
You could
way
tempt- you could
Thomas
tempt him.
Frank
You could
with the
tempt him.
no. Let's okay.
tempt him.
So
You could tempt
listen,
him.
You
It's
can,
Man United.
okay.
He's at Brentford.
Listen to this.
Yeah?
The reason you want him is the reason he'll turn you down.
Because he's too smart.
Because he's fucking too smart.
Nah,
He will be like,
I
I'm
think-
doing my thing here at Brentford.
Doing well.
You know
doing
what?
well.
I honestly think this Brentford project is slowly dying, and I don't want to.
I wouldn't say dying. It's just it's
No,
reached
it's
it's
yeah, it's
yes,
peak,
it is.
and,
Yes,
and
yes,
that's
yes.
what I'm saying. I think.
but it's not like it's going down.
Look,
it's just
Mbeumo is
it's
already
plateaued.
It's
Mbeumo is
plateaued.
already on the watch lists of some clubs at the moment, right?
Cha.
If Thomas Frank does move to United, he could easily take Mbeumo with him.
But
Sponsy.
don't do it,
Sponsy.
Thomas.
And that's
Don't do it.
Thomas.
Don't
I think,
do it.
I
Listen
think
to me,
that'd be a
Thomas.
major step up for Thomas Frank, bro. Because yes, Brentford have
paper,
plateaued.
yes, but
United have not
context.
plateaued.
No, but
United
in-
are underachieving and underperforming at every freaking week,
We just
bro.
need the right guy.
If Thomas
to make
Frank
it click.
comes in
And I
there
think
with
Thomas
his
Frank's the right
smarts,
guy.
I think Thomas Frank
He's
could do a
genius.
lot
He's
better,
a
bro.
genius.
The problems are deep, and you want to fix them on the cheap.
I think Thomas Frank could do a lot
Look,
better.
I don't think getting a new manager is fixing on the cheap. Sticking with Ten Hag is fixing on the cheap.
Yeah.
Because if a new manager comes in, he's going to want a whole new team.
Yeah, then there's more money. Spend more another fucking
Yes, and that's why. And I think we should do that. I think we have to keep
I
spending
think Thomas
money.
Frank is smart enough to work with what he has, bro. In all honesty, I don't even think
Fair
Thomas
enough.
Frank
Nah,
would
fair
come
enough.
in and want a whole new
Yeah,
team.
but
yes,
not at United
I
because
know.
the problems are further.
It's deep.
It's
It's
psychological.
deep.
at
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna say United better get him before Chelsea do, bro. Because Chelsea, at the rate they go through
No,
managers,
I
bro.
think
Yeah,
I think
fair
Chelsea's fully invested in Maresca now.
For now,
I think he's kind of
they've been
proven
fully
himself.
invested in every manager for the first year. That's the history,
No, but
bro.
again, like remember Pochettino had a slow start and then kind of started picking it up towards the end. Maresca's kind of had like a good start.
yeah,
like I
for
think
now.
But yes, I think Thomas Frank he's still out there. I think out of all the managers that are out there now, I think Thomas Frank would be my favorite. What he's done with Brentford, what he's been able to do with them without Ivan Toney now as well.
Yeah.
He's clearly
last season without Ivan Toney.
He's clearly a smart manager. He clearly knows, at least football-wise, what's going on.
Yeah.
And I also think he's got the personality. I've never really vibed with Ten Hag's personality. How much of that is down to him being Dutch? I don't know. But again, Arne Slot is Dutch, and he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, Ten Hag's actually a little bit of a...
He seems like an awkward fucking like... I don't like it. I've never liked it.
Now he's got... I wouldn't say min personality, but it's just...
And how can you be...
His aura is just off.
He's got zero aura, negative aura. And how can you be at a club as big as Man United and have negative aura?
But that's because it's been sucked from you. I think, didn't he have aura at fucking...
No, not really. I don't think he's... From day one, I don't ever remember being like, wow.
I think even when he had hair, he had no aura.
He had hair?
Yes, Swansea, he did have hair.
That's insane, bro. Nah, like, what? You know what? If you put hair on Erik ten Hag, maybe give him a young...
A toupee.
A ting, yeah. Then you got a young Thomas Frank. Because Thomas Frank
has luscious, beautiful hair.
He's got that fucking...
Look, I would love to picture that. I'm going to ask Logan.
No, Logan is not. I'm not a
Mr.
Photoshop.
Editor.
No.
Can we get hair on Ten Hag? Actually, Logan, just pull up that picture of him at FC Twente with hair. Just pull up that picture with him.
Just so we can all remind ourselves.
But yes, Ten Hag did have hair. He also had players.
To be fair, even if he did have hair, he'd probably have ended up pulling all of it out at this point in his Man United managerial career. Bro.
And if he didn't, I would have. But yes,
onto this game.
Onto this game. A lot of United players are injured. I'm gonna go down the list off the top of my head. Maguire's out, which is sad because he did very well. Yoro is still out. Luke Shaw is out. Malacia is out. Ugarte out now from the international break. Kobe Mainu is out.
Sure.
Yeah. Garnacho out. Yoro, I don't know if I mentioned Yoro.
You did mention Yoro. Doubling up.
Now we on 7.
And Mazraoui.
Oh yes, and Mazraoui is the one of the latest. So yes, that's a solid 7 or 8 first team players that are genuinely injured.
I mean, first team players in United. Sorry.
Look, they may very well play the women's team against Brentford, bro, at this point, just because of all the injuries.
But yeah, no, look, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good, bro.
At all. And again, I said last season, there's no way it happens again. There's no way we have the same amount of injuries last season.
You jinxed it.
Clearly didn't touch any.
Because also last season, you also said, this is United's worst season ever. There's no way that we repeat this next season. And he's broken his record already at this stage with the lowest points for United 7 games in.
Look, I don't understand what Ten Hag's doing. I don't think he fully understands either. But yes, we are in a bit of an injury crisis.
He must be the most confused man in management right now. Like, could you imagine what he's like when he's alone in his office, just like in front of his computer?
Fuck, dude. But yeah, look, and we mentioned Brentford score early.
Do you think when they pay him, they're like you know, when you give money like this, or do they like a poster bent elbow, like it's like
you must,
it's like fucking, and then you must take the arm and it's like.
I don't even think the money is like emailed these like banks, his paychecks or anything. Someone just tells him, yeah, you got paid.
Let's stop bullying Ten Hag.
He's achieved a lot. We aren't bullying. We're just talking about what is transpiring.
It's a tough game. This is for sure a tough game. Brentford have actually looked very good this season.
Yeah, I
think the only
even in defeat they've looked good.
I think the
so
only games
it's 1-0 already.
Off the bat, yes.
Because last 4 games they score in the first 4 minutes?
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
And that's not stopping with this whatever.
Definitely not stopping.
Because
we got Johnny Evans in the back there.
Yeah,
Legend.
Look, if I were to assume what the back line is going to be for this game,
Onana.
it's going to Onana's in, obviously Onana's in. And again, I mentioned United haven't conceded that much.
That is true.
Onana has actually been decent
in
this
Onana's
season.
defense.
He's actually been decent this season. If I had to assume the back line,
I just like to point out Ethan said Onana's been decent this season.
But
that is the standard. That's the standard, yeah.
I think we're in the top 5 for least conceded goals.
I think
I don't know. I just remember watching that man.
I know
the ball literally hitting. Yeah, not here.
But did you see his double save? Did you see his double save a couple weeks
ago?
And
then it just still goes in.
I know. But no, look, if I were to assume this back line, and honestly, with the amount of injuries, it could be anyone. Yeah. We could see Casemiro playing centre back.
I said at the beginning of the season, I said I guarantee you're going to see Casemiro playing centre back again at some point this season.
We easily could see that happen in this game. If I were to assume the back line, I'm assuming Lindelof is fit now. I think he's kind of fit, so I think he's back.
Thrown in, bro.
So I would assume Lindelof left back, Johnny Evans, centre-back. Obviously, Johnny Evans was very good in that man of the match in that Aston Villa game. De Ligt, because I think Martinez as well is injured. I think Martinez is still injured. So, yeah.
That's like 8 players.
De Ligt and then Delo as the right back. And I think Delo as the right back, cool. De Ligt centre-back, cool. Johnny Evans, cool. Lindelof as the left back is really the super weak point because he's not a left back. He has played there before, though. But, yeah, look, it's not a great... it's not a great back four. When the best player in the back four is a 37-year-old who was at United 10 years ago and couldn't even cut it back.
He won the Prem. Rejoined short term.
No, he won the Prem.
He won the Prem. Short term. But yeah,
he's the only winner in that fucking
I know
side.
he is. He's also the only one who played for Fergie, I think, back then. But look, it is not looking good at all. This is going to be an insanely hard game. And we mentioned Thomas.
Is it at Old Trafford?
Yes, I think it is at Old Trafford.
So
that means nothing.
So you're going to get embarrassed.
That means nothing, yeah. Thomas Frank is a very good manager. He's a very smart manager. I want him at United. If this does come down to just fucking managerial IQ, I think Thomas Frank wins every time.
Yeah.
United as a team are going to have to kick it into gear. It's at home. Ten Hag, I think at this point, every game counts. I feel like at this point he could get fired like that. I think if we have a really bad game against any one of these teams coming up, and I think we have some tough games coming. I think we play Chelsea soon.
Yeah.
I think if he gets embarrassed
again,
exactly, because Brentford they beat us 4-0 back when Ronaldo was here. So I think if he gets embarrassed in any one of these games, I think he's on the chopping block still.
Maybe this is a bit of an audition for Thomas Frank at the United show.
Let's see how can we put him in a bald cap. But yeah, no, look, it's dude, Mbermo is killing it. Is Mbermo injured? No,
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Mbermo is killing it. I think Wisa is still injured. I don't know. But yeah, Brentford's a very fucking hard team, genuinely.
Yeah, I like them. And I'm not going to lie. Going into this, my prediction was 2-1 United.
Yeah.
But now that you pointed out all those injuries,
no, you got
I actually think I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford. And it kind of pains me to say it. I like...
3-4.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford, bro.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time I'm actually genuinely predicting a loss for United this season.
Nah, 3-4.
And it's against Brentford.
I'm saying 3-4.
4-3 to Brentford.
I'm gonna fucking say 4 fucking.
You're saying
like
that's how many
4,
goals they're
1,
gonna score. Yeah.
3-1, 4.
And how many United going to score?
1.
Look,
who's Garnacho's injured? Hoyland.
It's going to be Diallo, Rashford, Hoyland probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be Diallo, and then maybe
Rashford will score, and then because he scored, he won't drag back as usual. And then they're just gonna cook you on that side. They're gonna fucking cook you.
They will.
And he will be like, I did my job.
What you say, Leon? 3-1, 4-1?
4 fucking 1, bro.
4-1.
Here's the thing though. Brentford have looked very good, even in defeat. I think they lost to Man City.
Look,
I
it
think
can
they
go
may have
both
lost
ways
to
with the
Chelsea as well.
prediction.
Yeah.
It can be like, spongy fucking and then it's like, you prove me wrong. So yeah, I'll give 4 fucking 1.
Another thing with Brentford is they don't really play possession football. They kind of let the other team have possession.
And you do nothing with
We do nothing with it.
So
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
They play in their favor.
United have historically been a counter-attacking team. Giving
in recent years,
giving us possession. I don't know if that helps us because I think we may fuck ourselves with that possession.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna get the ball in the fucking midfield
and lose it.
Your fucking your left back and right back on a bomb up, and then leave your number 6 isolated. Then in Burma, and then we're just gonna win the ball in the midfield, and it's gonna be a 3-on-3.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Swansea, you just predicted the whole game.
Then Onana's gonna sit like this. He's gonna do this like.
What's going on? But no, look, here's the thing. So United, if we can take advantage with that position, we can do something.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you know what I mean? Having position is
a lot of talent
always
on
a
that
good
field,
thing.
obviously.
I personally, if I could choose what's happening in the mid, I would rather have Eriksen as the 10, just because I feel Eriksen is safer on the ball.
Yep.
And also we've seen Eriksen
Better 10 than Fernandes.
Yeah, Eriksen scored the other day now for Denmark in a friendly.
Yep.
Eriksen is in very good form.
Yeah.
Genuinely is in very good form. And Bruno Fernandes is in terrible form. Genuinely in terrible form. So I would rather have Eriksen as the 10 just so he can hold on to the ball. He's a lot safer with the ball.
But captain will captain.
And also with the injuries, I don't see us physically being able to do that, because then we would have to bring in someone like Collier to play in the defensive mid.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening. I see Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno, the classic United triangle.
Classic, boy.
Two defensive ones, mid-30s.
The boys.
Bruno so far up the pitch, smashing Hollywood passes at the gap,
They
don't work. The gap between him and Eriksen is the entire field.
But it's like, Do you see Odegaard do that?
Yeah.
Odegaard don't do that.
But
Odegaard get the ball.
Look, I'm hoping Højlund, he's been injured for a while. He's back now. He has to kind of prove himself at some point because neither him nor Xerxes has really been firing on all cylinders. And I still believe Højlund is the first choice striker.
Yeah.
Yes. That's not a debate, surely.
You don't think it's a debate?
Who the fuck?
Xerxes. They spent like 60
Nah,
mil on
that man's
Xerxes.
like-
Xerxes also, his age profile is also decent
Yeah.
enough.
I think they're like the same age.
Yeah,
Nah.
they're like Xerxes like
Nah,
24.
but
He's older than, I think Højlund's like 20.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
Højlund's a
But
kid
Højlund's got that season though, man. He
Yeah.
is your striker.
No, I personally,
He's supposed to be the Haaland, bruh.
but a lot of United fans, obviously Xerxes has been playing recently because Højlund's been injured a
Nah,
lot.
he's
and
been fucking horrible, bro.
I don't think he's been
I don't think he's been
horrible.
Xerxes.
horrible.
He's not been horrible.
I think
But
he's
he's
been a
like-
player
he-
that it's his first time
Okay.
in the Premier
Yes,
League.
he missed a couple chances. Obviously, in,
No,
in that Liverpool game,
Bro,
when,
nah,
when
I'm talking about
Rashford
the
played
Spurs
those,
game, bro. That man, like,
he
like
looks
just
a bit-
giving, he looked lost,
he
bro.
looks
He
a
was
bit lost
giving the
sometimes,
ball
yes,
away,
yeah.
like.
He does look a bit lost sometimes.
First season, bro. I
Yeah,
give him
yeah,
the
I don't
grace.
blame him. I'm not no hate on him, but
Yeah.
like he gave the ball away too many times, and then like
The thing is,
his
though,
head was like also like just
I
getting
know
to him. It
he,
was getting to
he
him.
did look lost a couple times, though, but the thing is, if you are looking to play position based, he's better because he drops deep and he
He
plays.
can hold the ball better.
He drops deep and he holds and he plays other
Than
people.
Højlund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Højlund doesn't do that at all.
Højlund is just advanced,
Højlund
bro.
is
Yeah,
like
I know,
Højlund
but-
is like Haaland. He's just there to
Yes,
he will
yes,
go.
yes, but currently just keeping the ball. I'm saying Højlund displayed that better than Xerxes in the recent game.
so.
Xerxes trying to do it, but he's
I
not
don't
doing
think
it.
so.
He looked very bad in that Spurs game.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
just judging just on the Spurs game.
But
like
he-
I remember him getting the ball in the midfield. Okay, keep link the play up, right?
Yeah.
And they
But
fucking just passed it like.
trust me though.
Look,
in-
they were
Yes.
all fucking. But like,
trust
yeah.
me, in recent games, Xerxes has been much better at keeping the ball and
Okay,
keeping
okay.
possession.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To the point where
It's a part of his game.
to the point where Ten Hag subs him and fans are getting upset that
Oh,
they
okay,
sub him.
okay,
That
okay,
it's-
okay,
fans
okay.
are like, we play worse without him. So look, I think in a lot of United fans' eyes, Xerxes is probably their first choice. In my eyes, I still think Højlund's the first choice. I would rather have Højlund out there. He's much
Yeah,
more
I agree
direct.
with that.
So yeah, I would like to see Højlund out there. But yeah, with all that being said, I think United. I'm gonna go with the United win. I'm always gonna back the boys at Old Trafford. But yes, any other score is very feasible. I'm gonna go United win 2-1.
2-1.
We don't concede a lot. We don't score a lot. We'll score just
Yeah,
enough
that's
to
only
win.
that's only sc- that's on yeah
Like,
that's
only
only thing you
logical
can
United
really
win.
yeah.
So yeah,
Swansea,
I'm-
you settling on 4-1?
4-1, yeah, bro.
4-1 Bournemouth,
To
Brentford.
To Brentford, yeah.
Gee whiz. It's gonna be a tough game for Ten Hag. Every
Nah,
game's
man,
a
you
tough
guys
game
must
for
get
Ten
used
Hag,
to this
bro.
type of shit now. Like this is where you are.
All I'm saying, we look good against Porto. We drew with Porto. We look decent against Villa.
Yeah.
Those two teams
At
are
Villa Park.
those two teams are better than Brentford.
That is true.
Logically, we should do better than them against Brentford.
That is true. That is true.
yeah,
Look,
I'ma leave it at
let's
that.
move on. This episode is running on for a while. I'm going to try and keep Arsenal Bournemouth quite short. Arsenal, obviously, we are in decent form as well.
Killer form.
We've also got some injuries to worry about.
Is Odegaard's obviously still out?
Odegaard's still out, yes, correct. But also now, Yuri and Timber is still a bit of a doubt.
You got cauliflower.
Yeah, I think he's also a bit of a doubt. Zinchenko's obviously still out. Havertz had a bit of an injury scare in this international break. Saka had an injury scare in the international
Saka's
break.
always has it.
Yeah, they
So,
kick it man
um,
all the time. It's natural.
So yeah,
pop him
it's-
on some painkillers.
Oh, but obviously Marino's back.
yeah,
He's-
he got
he's
60,
fully in.
70 minutes in the tank for Spain in the international break, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey, I think, is
Part-
out
yeah.
as well because he was also withdrawn from the Ghana squad. And it's disappointing because he's been having a good season.
But he's injury prone, eh?
That's the thing. This
But
season
he's
so
also kinda
far,
older now, isn't
the,
he?
How old
he's,
is he?
he's like 32, 33.
Oh, okay.
This season he's literally played like I mentioned on one of the episodes when the fact that he'd started like 6 games in a row for us was like the most games he started in a row since he joined the club.
Yeah.
Like
So look, that injury plan's just not going to get any better.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
just gonna
well,
get
and
worse.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
Rice is fit.
I'm disappointed. Now. Yeah, Rice is fit. Rice got a goal for England in
Yeah.
the national
he
break
did,
as well.
yeah.
So yeah, there's some question marks around the fitness. Obviously, we've got a Champions League game coming up in midweek as well. So whether Arteta's going to try and do some type of rotation remains to be seen. Martinelli's also out.
Well, we saw him fucking rotate for the last Premier League
Yeah, he
game for
made
some-
like
for
4
some
changes,
reason,
bro.
yeah.
But yeah, Martinelli also was pulled out for Brazil's last game in the international break because of an injury as well. So that's another injury on the list.
But look, you never know how much of these are just down to players not wanting
Ah,
to, not
100%.
wanting to go international.
Look, I think Martinelli wanted to play because it was World Cup qualifiers. So I think that he was there because he wanted to stay. But I think the fact that Arsenal were okay with him staying there and not coming back to their own medical team shows that it's not too serious. But these are things to be thought about. And look, Bournemouth, it does seem like a forgiving enough game to kind of
It's very-
rest someone
it's
if you
very
need to.
forgiving, let's be honest.
Nah, not
Um,
very. I wouldn't say very.
I don't think there's such a thing in the Premier anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Semenyo's been good for Bournemouth. Can you name any other Bournemouth player who's looked
Well, yeah, look,
even
by
decent.
that logic, fair. But again, remember when we beat Leicester 4-2, like that wasn't exactly.
Also, this is the new Arsenal, bro.
Is it
Yeah,
new
true.
Arsenal?
But
Oh,
even
the
even
Arsenal-
Southampton before the
This is
international
the
break,
Arsenal.
Yeah.
before the international break, the Southampton game, we went down in that game. We
Yeah,
had to
but
come
this-
back to win it.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I
this
mean? In the
is
second half.
The old Arsenal don't come back.
Fair enough.
This is the new Arsenal.
But,
I think he's win it comfortably.
I wouldn't be against it. Look, anytime I hear Saka's maybe carrying something, because there was talks that it looks like it could be a hamstring-related injury. I'm like, rest the boy, bro. Rest him. Start Sterling. You know what I mean? I think
yeah,
Sterling
start
should be able to do a job against Bournemouth,
yeah,
bro.
you've got
Starts
you've
to-
got
Yeah.
a bit of depth.
We've got a decent amount of
I
depth.
will say Bournemouth's only win so far this season has been against Everton, and they have been terrible.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
honestly any player that has even the slightest question mark on them, just don't start them, bro.
Yeah, you really don't need
You
to.
can give even if you want to start Gabriel
Even
Jesus
you
out
start
wide,
Even
bro.
Wanyeri.
Yeah, I think he's shown enough
Bro.
now that he can be relied upon, bro. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, look, in place of Saka, you could go Sterling, you could go Jesus. But if it's Saka and Martinelli,
you go with your strongest midfield though. That
yeah,
you can.
which right now, as things stand, is Declan Rice, probably Marino now. If Partey is a doubt,
Marino for
Yeah.
sure.
Declan Rice, Marino, and Trossard, because Trossard's been holding it down in Odegaard's absence.
Jorginho?
Nah, I don't think Jorginho. He doesn't make our strong. I like the player
he
a
doesn't
lot,
make the
but I don't
strongest,
think he makes our strongest.
But
Yeah, and
also-
look again, Jorginho literally has become like a big game player. We only start him like if you're playing Man City and Liverpool and
Yeah.
them, bro. Like it's almost like they just keep him rested for when he's needed, bro.
But this does seem kind of perfect for Marino to play like a full game.
100%,
Just
bro.
literally against Bournemouth.
100%.
Do your thing. We'll see where you at.
That's why I said I'm happy that he did get like 60, 70 minutes for Spain because
Yeah.
he's obviously getting back to full fitness. On paper, it's the easiest thing to just predict an Arsenal win in this game.
Yeah.
We have had some scares, like I said, against Leicester, against Southampton.
But you've overcome all of them.
We've overcome it, and I think this game, regardless of who starts for us, bro, I'd like to see Ben White come back into the team, but I think that he also still is a little bit of a doubt. I think we win this game. I've gone with a 3-1 Arsenal win for this. I'd like to predict a clean sheet,
Yeah, I predict the clean sheet, bro.
but
I'm also gonna go
I don't think Bournemouth
3-0.
score.
you don't think they score? Yeah, I guess
You
it's
guys
hard
are
to.
cooking, man.
It's hard.
Well,
Yeah,
I won't say you cook, but you guys are just in a good space. You just
We are.
You're just a good. Like
we
you just,
are.
And Bournemouth are clearly in a bad spot.
Yeah,
That's true, that's
I
true.
Think, I think a 2-0,
Yeah,
3-0.
I'll correct this to a 3-0 actually. I'll say 3-0.
I will actually say 3-0 as well. Are we all saying 3-0?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow.
say 3-0. Saka
3-0?
scores.
Well, if Saka plays,
I think Declan
Havertz?
scores. I
You
think
think
Declan
Declan's-
scores.
Yeah, he's in good form.
he's in good form, bro.
And then always the danger of a corner with Arsenal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I actually heard on
yeah.
the
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
overlap this week
It's actually ridiculous, eh?
they've got Howard Webb on the overlap this week, and they've been speaking about some of the rules and everything. One thing that he mentioned that was quite
Is he
interesting.
gonna fucking say Arsenal have been bending the rules at corners?
No. One thing you mentioned that was interesting was because Neville brought up the fact that the one rule that's never adhered to is how long goalkeepers can hold on to the ball before getting it out. I
Oh,
think it's a
yes,
10-second
yeah.
limit.
6 seconds.
6
isn't
seconds.
it?
Yeah, I think it's 6
It's supposed to be 6
I think it's
seconds.
supposed to be
They
6
were,
The last-
they were talking about 10 seconds on the episode.
I just remember the last time I've seen that happen was I think it was Mignolet,
Yeah.
and he was holding onto the ball too long.
Yeah.
And they literally showed the thing and they timed it.
The
It's
counter,
and it
yeah.
was like he held on for like.
Well, look, they were talking about whatever the limit is, and Howard Webb actually spoke about something. I think you mentioned that it was being entertained, where once the keeper has held the ball for 3 seconds, the refs are going to start doing a countdown, and if they hold onto the ball for longer than the time exceeding, then immediately you're going to award a corner to the opposite team.
Corner.
A corner.
Okay.
So if a goalkeeper holds
Hey,
onto the
that's-
ball for
I-
too
I-
long,
I
corner
fucks
to
with
the
that.
other.
I
That's
fucks
a
with that.
decent rule, bro.
I fucks with that.
That's
Not a
decent
penalty,
rule.
not a foul, a corner. I
That's
fucks with
decent,
that.
bro.
I definitely fucks with that.
But yeah, I think in
Yo,
this game,
Howard Webb coming with an actual thing that is sick.
With a good take.
Look, I would
you
honestly,
can't say focal about Howard
I
Webb.
would,
You love that man.
I
That
would
man-
honestly suggest anybody go and watch that episode just because he does go over some of the questionable decisions made by refs so far in this season. But yeah, we all going 3-0 Arsenal there.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Look, other games, we got a biggish one. Spurs at home versus West Ham.
Yeah, Spurs.
Yo, it's a difficult one to call.
Spurs ended the before preseason.
Before the international break.
Before the international break.
They lost to
They
Brighton.
lost to Brighton.
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing, eh? Yeah, it was actually genuinely embarrassing. So look,
They were two.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
2-0
2-0
up, and then
after.
they came.
they were up
Yep.
there. So that is definitely
was a game of two
that is
halves.
embarrassing, yeah. So look, Ange is probably going to be pissed. He's probably going to come back with a vengeance. I don't know if the team will. I don't know if the team will hold up. West Ham, on the other hand, last game 4-1 against Ipswich, very good.
Good morale
I
boost.
think Ange needs to, like, we love Ange Paul, but
You
We
think
don't
he's
love
got to
Ange
actually
Ball.
he
change
needs
it.
to like change it just
Yeah.
a little bit.
He
Like
needs to adapt.
yeah, just a little bit, bro.
Here's the thing,
You're
I-
2-0 up.
I think if these players weren't so inconsistent, I actually think the Ange Ball thing would work, eh? Like we've seen in recent...
It's very demanding, bro.
It is definitely very demanding. But we've seen like...
I mean, you have to score so many to literally
know,
kill the game. I mean, at 2-0, the game's not dead.
No, it's not.
And you have to hold on to that ball.
Yeah.
We've seen though, like like the team is so good attacking wise. So Van der Ven, Pedro Porro, Udogie. But we have seen they do have the...
What's crazy is you spoke about how good they are attacking wise, and you just listed 3 defenders.
Defensive,
but I'm saying-
but those, brother,
Yeah,
they
I'm
play
just
with
that is crazy.
I'm-
they
but
play
I'm
with
saying
5 attacking.
they're so good attacking that even the defenders are attacking.
Yeah.
But we've seen individual mistakes, like Udogie's been making mistakes, Romero's been making mistakes.
Yeah, but they've had that in them, bro.
No, they do. But if they can counteract those individual mistakes, I think as a
They can
team,
come out on top.
I think as a team they play so good, bro.
Yeah, they're definitely the best like side to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And West Ham aren't
entertainment-wise.
aren't really super clicking yet. Obviously, Lopetegui's still in a bit of a limbo. I want to say Spurs win this, eh?
Yeah, I've gone with the 2-1 Spurs.
Is it?
Unfortunately.
You know what? I'll go the same. I'll say Spurs win 2-1.
2-1 across the board there.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Fulham at home to Aston Villa. Interesting game.
This is actually mental, bro.
I can't call this one.
This is mental. Spurs, let's be honest, Spurs look bad against United.
But Fulham is that. What is it? The term? The
quintessential-
quintessential Premier League side.
No, they really are, and especially they're doing very
but that
well this
only
season.
applies to the other sides, the top 6 sides.
Villa's a top 6.
No, but what I'm
Villa are
I'm
top
saying
six,
you say, oh yeah, fuck Villa are top
Villa's
Yeah.
top
6
6
side
side.
now.
They just beat Bayern Munich. Here's the thing. They look very bad against
So
United.
Villa aren't the quintessential Premier League side now.
I think they're
That's-
getting there. They've got the
No,
clout
no.
now.
I'm saying, you know what? You know the category we put Fulham in?
Yes.
They can beat anyone
can beat
on
anyone,
their
they
day,
can
but,
lose
but
anyone.
they that muddy.
Okay, no, yeah. Villa I think are above that.
I
Like
think Villa-
Villa
so
can
Villa-
beat
okay.
most clubs
I
in the
think,
league.
yeah, Villa is like a genuine top 4 team.
So
Villa's top
they're
4.
not in. They just one above
Yes,
that.
they are.
bracket.
They're definitely
okay.
above.
Okay, then yeah.
And with that being said, and I also think with them looking, I will say them looking bad against United was more down to the fact that they played Bayern Munich like 2 days earlier.
Yeah, they were cooked, bro.
So I think they were cooked. I think them being less cooked this time. It's at Fulham's home, and I know Fulham's good, the quintessential Premier League team.
I'm gonna go
Villa
draw.
is top 4 though.
I'll
Yeah.
draw.
I've gone through. Actually. I've gone 2-2.
I think Villa win this. I'm gonna go Villa 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Villa 3-1.
1-1.
Villa 3. Remember, Fulham gave Manchester City a scare before
No, you
the
know what?
international
Fucking
Yeah,
break.
they did.
3-2 Villa.
3-2 Villa.
3-2 Villa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa.
3-1 Villa.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Ipswich at home to Everton.
Fucking Everton's gonna win, boys.
You gotta back
They
Everton
gotta.
on this.
You gotta back Everton, bro.
Ipswich, Everton, both relegation.
Yeah. I initially thought draw for this. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but I
A
mean,
draw for this isn't actually a bad. that's not
I'd
actually a bad
initially
shout.
thought draw, but the thing is, I'm just thinking about who's that winger at Everton that's in such form now.
Dwight McNeil.
There we go. I think he's gonna continue, bro. I think Ipswich have been showing signs. You know what I mean?
2-1.
2-1 Everton.
Hey, look,
I've
two,
gone 2-1
2 weeks
Everton.
ago, Ipswich drew at home with Villa.
No,
Two-
but this,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Everton need to start getting the.
Yeah, I think
They've
this
a
is.
bit
I
of
think
momentum
they've
now.
pulled their socks up now.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I think Everton have pulled their socks up
Yo,
now,
dude,
and they realize that 17th is theirs for the taking, bro. 17th.
I
is-
actually don't think Ipswich is a bad.
No, I
team.
don't think they're a bad team
But
either.
they-
I just think that this is where Everton are going to be a bit of Premier
Bro.
League bullies,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
gonna.
Ipswich drew with Fulham. They drew with Brighton.
And they beat Liverpool. No, they almost.
And
They
they,
gave
drew,
us
they
a
drew
scare.
with
They
Villa,
gave us a
and
scare.
they gave
It is at
But
Ipswich's
I
home.
actually think Ipswich have looked very good this
They
season.
have.
And I think,
But
look,
we need to give
I'm
Everton
still
their
gonna back
bone.
Everton,
We need
yeah,
to
yeah.
give
you
them
know,
their
I,
bone.
I will give Ipswich somewhat of a bone. I'll say a draw.
That's that United
1-1.
attitude.
I'll go 2-2 draw.
That's that
2-2.
United mindset, bro.
2-2. Next up, we've got Newcastle at home to Brighton. Interesting game.
This is also a very interesting game, man.
Brighton take it.
At St.
At St. James'
it's
Park.
at St.
Yeah, but
James' Park.
after that,
I mean,
fucking-
Brighton obviously did turn things around
But
against
3
Spurs.
goals in 1.5
Yeah, you think that just...
from
But
behind.
but Newcastle, I think, also are finding a bit more bite. I know that they had a 0-0
Brighton's
with
definitely
Everton.
Brighton. This is a difficult one, but I'm gonna back Brighton. I do like
No.
Newcastle. I do like
Yeah.
them.
But didn't Brighton get slapped up at Stamford Bridge?
4-2, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how they do away from home so
Yeah.
far this season, but I think St. James Park's going to be a difficult ground, bro. Alexander Isak, by the way, on that note, apparently he's stalling on signing that new deal at Newcastle.
I think Liverpool... I mean,
Arsenal.
I think Newcastle should be the one stalling with the form he's in.
Yo, bro.
But yeah, no, look, this actually
You wanna
is
go to
very-
Arsenal?
this actually, Arsenal would be a perfect one. This is
Yep.
very tough. Newcastle, like we said, haven't looked amazing.
No.
Brighton have actually looked surprising for a while. They were the
I've
only undefeated
I've
team.
really liked how they've been doing this season, bro.
But yeah, I can't look past St. James's Park. Hopefully Isak starts playing. And Anthony Gordon's been very good recently.
Yeah, he has. Aside from the penalty that he bloody missed
Yeah.
against Everton.
So yeah, look, I'll go Newcastle win 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Damn.
2-0, yeah.
I've gone 3-2
I'm gonna say Brighton
to Newcastle.
Brighton
3-2 to Newcastle.
1-0.
1-0 Brighton.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
1-0 Brighton. I would love to see it, bro. I'd love to see it. Then we've got...
I'm literally calling all the opposite of you guys.
No, I like that. I like that we're getting different.
This could be a fucking
This could be a big
great week or
Yeah.
a terrible one.
we've got Southampton versus Leicester.
Proper relegation battle.
Draw.
Draw? I'm right off the bat. I've gone draw. I've gone 1-1. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'll go 2-2.
But I do actually think Leicester could probably pull off a win
Leicester
here.
have looked the better team between these two for sure.
Yeah, this is just me holding some type of faith in Ramsdale, bro.
Which is you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. There's a reason fucking Arsenal let him go. But yeah, I'm actually gonna go Leicester. I'll go Leicester win this. 1-0.
Leicester win 1-0.
Yeah, I'll go Leicester win 1-0.
Then we've got Wolves at home to Man City. Very bad news for Wolves, bro.
Yeah,
Very
Wolves
bad
obviously take
news.
this. Bro.
Very bad news. Off the bat, City also haven't been amazing recently. But yeah,
No.
I'm gonna go City 3-1.
I've gone 3-1 as well. I think Haaland finally starts scoring again.
3-1.
Yeah, fucking 4-1.
4-1?
Yeah.
I think Haaland ends that goal drought, bro, because it's been a while since he's been scoring for Norway in the international break, so he's
Yeah.
definitely found his goal scoring touch again.
And then the last game of the football
Nottingham
week.
Forest at home to Crystal Palace, bro.
Again, Palace look very bad. Nottingham Forest look pretty good.
Yeah, I think Forest have been overachieving somewhat
A
this
little
season.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But Palace have been extremely underachieving.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Ise's done nix.
That's true. They're missing Olise, bro.
Missing a
So
Lisa.
bad.
So Mateta's been quiet and Ketia's done nix.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Forest.
Yeah, Chris Wood's been in good form at Forest.
Yeah, he has, eh?
3-2. 3-2.
3-2 Forest.
Yeah.
I am not going to change my score. I'm going 2-2.
2-2. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Forest.
2-1 Forest.
Yeah, to Forest.
Look, that does it for predictions for match week 8 in the Premier League. Ethan, if it's all the same to you, we're not going to get into FPL stuff in this episode because this will be a 5-hour-long episode. But let us know your guys' thoughts on everything we spoke about, on Thomas Tuchel being at England, on Jurgen Klopp going to Red Bull, on Paul Pogba getting his ban reduced and being back in football form. I think January 2025 it is. That's his return date, basically. And of course, let us know your predictions. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I will catch you in the next one.
Yay.